Civilization Beyond Earth is pretty much exactly as stated in the title. It's Civilization, but in space. Very clearly sharing the same engine as Civ V, it has a very similar level of detail to the graphics, but the style is for quite obvious reasons different enough for this to not really matter too much, and the small tweaks and additions are enough to keep it looking up to date. What you want from any 4X game set in space is the feeling of adventure, like you're going boldly where no man has gone before, and to some extent you really do get this with Beyond Earth. The music is epic and sets the tone, but there's definitely some lacking variety to the alien worlds. There are really only a handful of different alien creatures, and stylistically they're all pretty much the same. There are 3 different types of world in Beyond Earth. Arid planets feature dry environments and sand dunes, fungal planets are the shroomy purple worlds, and the lush planets feature what I thought looked a bit more like Earth type vegetation. However, it's worth noting that the type of planet really has no effect on the terrain, aliens, or as far as I can tell the resource distribution. They just look a bit different. Unlike past Civ games where there has been a tech tree, we now have a tech web, where you work outwards along different paths to technologies. Along the way you pick up affinity points, which increase your affinity level to the relevant group.
We fled Earth because it was getting worse faster than we could fix it.
Your affinity levels not only provide you with unique bonuses such as less miasma damage or even healing along the harmony tree, but they will also allow you to upgrade your units into the affinity appropriate version of that unit. Personally, I think the supremacy ones look the coolest by far, and that's really all that matters. As well as this, as you advance further into your affinity, your city will slowly change style, and every now and then leaders will shit-talk you for your beliefs, because they're alien-sympathizing scum. In terms of gameplay, Beyond Earth shares the vast majority of its features with Civ V, but with plenty of small improvements and some cool new features. The trade system is very much the same, except that you can pretty much start trading straight away, which leads to less sitting around with cities that can't produce anything for 60 turns while they grow, as you can give them a healthy boost by setting up a trade route from the capital. You could do this in Civ V, but now you can do it near immediately, so the expansionist playstyle is a little easier to get going. The happiness system is gone and replaced with health, and for all intents and purposes it's the same thing. There are no luxury resources though anymore, so the majority of this has to come from buildings and tile improvements. The espionage system has been improved massively from Civ V, allowing you to actually use it to just capture enemy cities now, or other more interesting things like placing dirty bombs and attracting siege worms to the city. Personally, I've never had much success with these and have stuck to stealing science or energy, which is the new name for gold by the way, but it seems like worm attacks could be pretty cool. As you would expect, since the engine is shared, you still can't stack combat units, which I know some people aren't a fan of, but I think it was mostly well received in Civ V as it makes you use positioning a little more in combat. They've condensed the number of different military units available to you by quite a bit, and instead of researching replacements and obsoleting old units, the units you now have you upgrade with affinity points, and only ever research entirely new ones, some of which are entirely affinity specific and very cool. Xenotitans, giant hovering tanks and massive autonomous mechs. So all in all it's a fresh new experience for Civilization players, even if there are some issues, and in all likelihood these will be fixed in the 800 DLC packs that are to follow, hopefully adding to the small list of sponsors that you have to choose from when you start a game, and maybe adding some different styles of aliens and planets. It's hard to give a rating as I think the response to the game has been quite polarised due to how similar it really is to Civ V. But I do think that it was worth my money, and I know that I'll end up putting hundreds of hours into it over the next few years, so that makes it a 7 out of 10 in my books. Not an earth shaker, but a pretty damn good game.